Thanks for joining us on episode 10 of the PAYDAY Crimecast, a podcast in which we analyze, speculate on, and simply just ramble about every aspect of the Payday game series. As you may already know, Overkill's spring break event has come and gone, leaving us with a lot of cool things to play with, but also with a lot of questions. So, on this episode of the PAYDAY Crimecast, we're going to be covering every day of the spring break event, starting from the standalone heists edition, to the side jobs feature, the Bonnie character pack, the Golden Grin Casino heist preview, the SWAT van turret enemy, the car shop heist, the Butcher mod pack number 2, the Speedrunners collaboration, and finally, the Hoxton revenge heist. So, let me introduce the crew. I'm Edward, also known as Edis Leto, and we also have Remy, also known as Morgrim. Say hello.
Well, hi there.
We have Lewis, also known as Make Me Smash.
Yo.
And our fourth member, Lockie, also known as Ostro, is unfortunately away on extended vacation, just like someone else we know, or used to know. Anyways, we've got a ton of stuff to talk about, so let's get started. So, as we mentioned, the spring break event came and went, and they, as in Overkill, actually managed to release something every day, as negative as that sounds. Although the timing was a little inconsistent on each day, right guys? We weren't really ever sure when they were going to release the next thing, but I'm assuming they were polishing the wondrous stuff that they work on.
Polishing that delicious netcode.
And on that wonderfully negative note...
Don't tease me, Remy, don't tease me.
On day one, Overkill, for the spring break event, they released the standalone heists feature. And I kind of hesitate to just say the word feature, but I just did. Standalone heists. So they released Rats Day 1, and they named it Cook-Off, and it's its own separate heist. And they also did something kind of interesting, at least in my opinion. They released the Armored Transport Train heist as a separate mission that you can just pick right from CrimeNet now, and it took them an awfully long time to do that. What did you guys think when Overkill released this news?
I was happy, because I have always had to use Goon Mod to get train heists, because fuck finding blueprints for it.
Yeah.
It was really always an inconvenience to find the plans, and everyone just screams into the microphone, if they had one, just not to touch them.
Yeah, and then you had that, and then it's like, you actually go into it, and stealthing it was, first of all, was hell. I had to stealth it back when it was not, as it is now, when it wasn't standalone, it was blueprints. The way we had to do it was we actually had 2 people sit on one guard, the last guard, with ICTVs, and just tank his hits so he wouldn't call the cops.
It really was truly a huge inconvenience to try to play this mission before, because it was all based on RNG. Like, you had to saw every deposit box and see if you could actually find the blueprints. So if you wanted to play Train Heist before the update, it was like, oh, I gotta get a crew, I gotta straight up tell them we're gonna go for the Train Heist, we're gonna have to restart this mission a hell of a lot of times, and then when you get to Train Heist, you get to it, you fail stealth a couple dozen times, and then eventually just people start trailing off and leaving the game.
And then you find a dozer in one of the cars, and you just terminate the contract because your butt hurt.
Essentially, that was the story of the Train Heist's life back then. But now they've actually introduced a lot of cool new mechanics. They actually made it a very playable map. Why don't we talk about that first before we go into Cook-Off?
Ammo shells don't explode. I'm so happy. Hey. Which is great. No more whoops, I just blew up 40 bags of our loot by tossing it down 2 steps.
I accidentally dropped a nuke on the place. Mechanic. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't exist in any other portion of the game, so how the hell would you ever expect that someone would expect it the first time that they play it?
And I mentioned this before, but you're talking about all these new features. General Vivi, who is Overkill's staff, and I can't remember his name. It's not coming to me at the moment, but he said on Reddit that he wanted to fix the train heist for a long time, and he says, quote, I've always wanted to fix the train, and when they gave me a chance, I literally jumped on it. After watching videos from community and playing with some of the best heisters, I compiled a list of changes and went to town. I hope you guys like it.
Now, let's analyze that quote that he just gave. So when they gave me a chance, So,
Yeah,
like, is he
I noticed
planning
that
on
too.
fixing other stuff? Because I'm pretty sure almost like 90% of the heists need at least a fix or another.
Yeah.
A tweak here and there, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much a overhaul like Train Heist, but still.
True enough. Exactly, just minor tweaks, but it makes me wonder, whether the tools are actually cut out for it. Can they jump into a map and tweak it? Like, let's say, oh, I don't want this objective to pop up just at this moment in time. Let's switch that around a little bit. Or do they really have to delve deep into it in order to fix something?
No,
like that?
I'm pretty sure they have a level editor, which will let them change that stuff.
Well, does that make you question why it took so long for them to fix it in the first place, I guess?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, you can't really expect them to just jump on it, right?
Jump on
I mean,
it. Jump.
I mean, I'm hesitant to say it's overkill, but like it's overkill. They have the tools, that's great, but
I sort of want to make a direct comparison to things like CS:GO, because that's a game, well, for people who don't know Counter-Strike Global Offensive that we're referring to, that's a game that's been sculpted by a lot of pro players, because the developers talk very frequently with the pro players, and they do a lot of small tweaks, like, let's say the texture on this wall is kind of interfering with the ability, like, people's visibility, so they tweak that wall. So that's a very small tweak in comparison to, say, something like a very heavily scripted heist, which all of the heists are very heavily scripted.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it's, well, I'm kind of going over my previous point here, like whether it's easy enough just to jump in and fix that, because if you encounter a problem like that, like a gameplay issue, is there something stopping them from doing that?
Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't think so.
You're talking about, do they have just a level editor they can just hand out? Apparently they do, and I'm just guessing at this here, but in the Golden Grin preview video, you can see the guys, who are laying out the
They do
map
have
and
real-
stuff
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
using it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's even got the little Overkill logo on the in the dialogue box. So I think that's pretty. I thought that was pretty nice. Pretty quaint.
I guess
Well,
I
actually,
should
if you have your
rephrase
own
myself,
engine.
yeah.
If you have your own engine, you need a game. You need a level designer for that engine.
Kinda.
Well, like I said, let me rephrase. If they release a map and then, a vast majority of the community says this particular portion is not fun, how long does it take for them to fix something like that,
It'll take a long time.
Well, as is evident by Train Heist, but it makes me worry for certain things, because would they ever decide to go back to the original bank heists and perhaps change what occurs after you stealth the mission? Because there's really no time lock feature, as there should be, or as there is with the other bank heist missions, right? Big bank, go bank, but this weird harvest and trustee makes you drill through the vault, even though it's still stealthing.
I might even say, rather than going back and fixing their mistakes, they try to fix their mistakes in future heists. Because in every heist, in every bank heist since, there's been some sort of time lock feature. So I feel like, and actually I believe, I cannot provide sauce on this, but I'm fairly sure they've said before they prefer to look to the future and create more DLC and updates rather than go back and fix things.
I do remember them saying something like that, but I'm pretty sure they were referring to people begging for Payday the heists to be ported into Payday 2. They said they didn't want to just rehash the old content, but I can sort of understand that by fixing their mistakes in future heists, but it sort of, I want to say it sort of ignores the old heists. Like, why should I go back and play Bank Heist if it's really this awful? Like, it's not fun anymore. So that mission is kind of thrown to the dust.
Well, it's easy. It
Seems unfair to them as well as the players.
Yeah, well,
Because they've clearly shown that they can make a good heist. It's just that this old mission definitely doesn't demonstrate it.
well, no, but Bank Heist was one of the first missions, right? So it's like they're learning. Like, none of the first missions were particularly super, super good. Like, not Hoxton Breakout level.
Yeah.
So I say they've learned, and they just kind of continuously learn from their mistakes, which I'm not condoning that mindset. That's still not a very good mindset, in my opinion.
But it
for
shows that
game
they have the
development.
capacity to learn. There's
Yes,
the
it
thing.
shows that they are
Now-
willing to learn and change things, but not actually make the effort to go back and change existing things.
Exactly. See, I'm sorry to interrupt. You can go ahead if you want to.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, actually, because this is sort of part of the day one update for the spring break as well, because we haven't gotten to this yet, but they did change a couple of things with the rats map. So that does demonstrate that they went back to fix something, but will they do it for the bank heist? I guess I should just start counting the days.
Well, they went back to fix rats just because they considered it more just making the game easy. We can actually go, we're talking about God table, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
God table.
Rep the God table.
That's what's etched into the wooden frame of it.
But the problem, actually, we could go into a lot of controversy with that. So, let me know when you guys want me to spring that on you.
We'll finish up with the train heist, I guess. I did interrupt Lewis before. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just saying, as liquid is poured in the background.
Yeah, sorry, making some tea.
No,
of course.
Drinking
I
some
completely
nice green
understand
tea.
that. Thank you. I choose to you. But here's the thing. We're talking about Overkill has the capacity to learn. Yes, they do have the capacity. They can do it. Now, they just need to apply that learning ability back to what we said, back to some of these features that need it. If they can do that, they will significantly improve this game in all aspects.
Agreed.
Well, I just really want to play that bank heist mission again without being bored out of my mind.
Yeah, well.
But again, I guess that's kind of going off topic. My apologies. Let's go back to the train heist. What else did they add, you guys?
Zip lines, hey! That one bag zip line, which I felt it was kind of redundant after they removed the explosive ability of the shells.
Sure
I feel
enough,
it was kind of redundant.
Certainly a lot more professional than just dumping it over the edge of the bridge into like some rocky abyss and then going down and picking them up like some
Well, that's what we do with people's dead bodies. We put them stuff them in a bag and dump them over an abyss.
We really don't have much respect for bodies.
I know.
We really don't, though.
But
We don't really
I
have
like the
much
zip
respect
lines.
for anything.
I really
mean,
like the zip lines because maybe this is an idea that they added originally because they had 40 bags before they reduced it down to 20 bags, and they're just like, this is going to be way too tedious. 40 bags. Either way, dropping them down or using the zip line, it'd still be tedious, to be fair, but it does speed up the heist a little
Well, zip
bit.
line's more tedious because you have to wait for it to come back.
Yeah, I was hoping they could have more lines, I suppose. Or no delay, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I want to know is why didn't there's always that one train guard above the train that sees everything. Like if you're directly below that fucker, he will spot you. But nobody sees the zip line. Like, oh, what's that for? Oh, just maintenance.
I really want to see what kind of affects the vision cones of guards because it seems really off in terms of what they can see and what they can't see. Like they can't see me sitting in a bush just a couple feet away from them, but if there was a bag sitting at my feet, they would totally see that.
Yeah.
I guess there's suspicion levels,
They
for
can
items that are
smell
on
the
ground.
nylon. They can smell the nylon from the bag.
That's blue nylon.
Yeah.
Smell that, Jerry? It's 1995. No, 98 blue nylon. Only sold at a corner store in Georgetown.
Only one gang uses that brand. They're here. Call it in.
See, even my dog knows that they're here. But yes, no. I also like the term. I also like the term vision cone. Something very just.
It sounds tasty.
Cone implying it's not a sphere. A large sphere.
Yeah, they can see us behind them.
Implied
I'd really
it's
like to
not
see the code behind
omniscience.
this.
Yeah, they can behind the guards. Cause they I don't know, man. You walk behind them and you're stealthily sneaking behind them. They can't see you, but all of a sudden they feel your presence. They whip you around, couple to the back of the head.
Well, I think the whole of Washington is just really wary of things behind them. I guess that they can feel the clown's presence. And they
That's not a good thing.
Smell that?
Well, then why can't we
That's the
see what's
smell of
behind us?
clown.
I smell Dallas's hair gel.
I smell Bonnie.
We can't crack any body jokes now because we actually like body.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Dang
Shit.
it.
Damn it.
Damn.
That'll be upcoming. But they also, for Train Heist, they also added a truck, which is an interesting thing. So they actually cleared out a particular area that didn't used to really be of any use before.
Yeah.
before the update, and a truck just backs up, and we're able to throw the turret parts in, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't remember if, because I haven't actually played it loud since the update. I've only done it stealth, but the truck goes there, but I think we still have to, like, can we throw these shells into the truck as well? I can't remember.
I think we have to secure the shells with the boat. Do we not?
Seems inconvenient, but yeah, it makes sense that they would make you do that.
Because
At
we
least
want
you
to
have to do
secure
it
the
in loud.
mission critical first, and then like get whatever extra loot we keep for ourselves after.
Yeah.
Well, so that part in particular is the same, although we can zipline all the bags down now. But for the stealth part of things, I think one of the most important things they added was actually, we kind of covered this, they added in yet another time lock feature to the vaults. And this seems to be their way of kind of fixing ECM rushing, don't you think?
That seems their go-to method to fix ECM rushing. Like, oh no, players have figured out how to rush it. No, just add a time lock, you're good.
Yep.
Do you guys actually find the time lock feature fun, though? Because I think a lot of
No.
Redditors have found that when you activate a time lock, it sort of alters, or it makes the guards suspicious. Like, it makes everyone wander around a lot more, especially to places where you don't want them to go.
I would like to see the code behind that to see if that's actually a thing.
Well, I know. Well, we know
It
for sure that they go
probably
to
is.
drills and stuff. And I think someone also said in the new mission, the car heist mission, guards actually path to the computer you're hacking.
Yeah, they do.
So that's really annoying. I don't understand why they continue to do that, because you're
Well,
praying
because they
to
can feel it.
you're praying to RNGesus to like make sure that no one walks by.
Well, no, it's because they can feel it, right? Like you're hacking the computer upstairs, and some guards having a coffee break downstairs, and they're just like, sit up real straight, real still for a second. Jim, I think someone's hacking Mary's computer.
I can feel the internet flowing through the cords.
I
Yeah.
smell data.
Yeah. Call it in. It's just always that.
2-4 reporting in. I smell the data.
Yeah.
Send the SWAT team.
Get the president on the phone.
Mr. President? Yes. I smell data.
You have your launch codes.
Picks up the red phone. Fire the missiles.
Dear God.
It's like, sir, you have your launch codes. No, not the Falcon Guineas.
No.
Well, I think another.
You don't have to cheese it anymore.
Yes, you
the best
don't have to
part.
cheese
Where
it
were you
anymore
when the
because-
Falcon Guineas were stolen?
because you
I
don't
was
have
in
to
the
loot,
White House.
you don't have to loot pagers anymore, because that was a very common
No.
a common tactic for trying to stealth train heist before the update. So again, the time locks have a lot to do with not having to cheese stealth anymore, and I think Bile also doesn't drop the drills on guards' heads anymore as well.
Yeah,
I don't know
no,
where
he
he drops
doesn't.
them anymore, but it's in a place where it's not spotted so easily.
I'm fairly sure he drops them under, like, below the bridge in that area.
Yeah.
I don't think he drops it anywhere near the train.
And we're well, actually, we're kind
Bile.
of referring to Bile dropping it when it goes loud, because we don't have to drill it unless it goes loud now.
Yeah,
So we don't
you
have to
actually
worry
have to
about
just
him
do the
doing
hack,
that at all.
which is kind of cool.
But another interesting feature I think they added that also shows that they've learned quite a bit is that even though when we get the time lock going, it might actually periodically stop, as annoying as that is, but we do have to leave that cart, the safety of the cart, to rewire a power box, a nearby one, I think up to a maximum of 2 times. So it doesn't allow you to become 100% safe once you start that time lock. You do actually have to leave your safe haven at least once
Yeah.
or twice, which is nice.
Yeah.
There's
And,
also oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was just going to say that I do kind of like that, because although we failed the first time and we were just learning, the features of this heist, we did plan ahead for this, because we knew that the time lock would eventually stop, so we did have someone hiding at the other end of the map just in case that was the power box that needed to be rewired. So I do like the small addition of more strategy that added.
Well, it's not really strategy. It's just
Well,
some
you
way
gotta
to stop
prepare
you
for
from
that sort of
AFKing on Reddit for like a minute.
It's
Yeah.
overkill strategy, Remy. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really need to disable the shift tab feature in Payday 2.
All right.
Well, what else
Alright.
did you guys think about the train heist? So I think it's a worthy addition. It's a really nice heist that is, gives you a really great break from the monotony of most of the other heists that we played a million times. Eventually, this is going to fall into that same boat, but still, as it is now, the novelty
I
is
see
great.
what you did there.
The novelty is great, and I'm really hoping that more people play it because people are concentrating on playing another heist right now.
Maybe I should actually do the achievements, or one in
Maybe.
particular.
Yeah, are you ready to carry 20 bags?
I'm ready to carry 3 players.
As per the usual.
Yeah.
Well, that's about 50% of the standalone heists feature taken care of. The last part of it is actually just the cook-off heist, which is, as we mentioned before, the Rats Day 1. So it's been restructured a bit, and as we already mentioned, there's no more god table that you can hide under and just be
Rip
a real
God table.
goof.
Rip God
I
table.
can't
just-
really say anything else.
But
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
did. But what they did do, and I think this was kind of nice. They threw in that weird little when they stuffed stuff underneath God Table's little spot. They put that weird little teddy bear quote unquote thing. Looks like a weird like cow rabbit mixture from No Mercy. So No Mercy heist foreshadowing. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I hope you need to make the sarcasm a little more dripping when you say those sorts of things, Lewis.
No Mercy heist foreshadowing. Who knows? Maybe
Thank
something
you.
like that. Yeah,
But
good.
yeah, I like how they tossed some stuff under there, but I don't know if they fixed this yet, but when you're actually playing the Rats mission, that stuff might not spawn and you can actually get your bag stuck in there.
Uh-oh.
Oh my.
So that's
Well
not
then.
that great.
I have not played Rats in ages.
Yeah.
So-
same here.
After there came the second coming of Christ, and by Christ I mean the second XP/money grinding mission. And I won't speak its name, but that's why no one plays Rats anymore. So I guess I'm really glad that they separated the mission.
It rhymes
although-
with Boxton Hakeout.
Hoxton here's a who, Hickston buttfuck, Hoxton
what that
breakfast.
could be.
Call it what you will.
And really, Rats Day 2 and Day 3, they weren't really that much fun anyways. And although we've all had our fair share of playing the meth cooking part of Rats, I'm glad that they made it standalone. At this point, I'd even wager to say that, I'd be completely fine if they removed Rats. I mean, nobody really plays it for Day 2 or 3.
I think there's other more canon issues with removing Rats.
Oh, we'll get to
Yeah.
that, though.
yeah.
But I did want to mention one other thing with the cook-off heist, and I guess that goes in turn with the Rats heist. They also made the meth lab. They gave it a randomized position, so it can be on the first or second floor now. So that kind of adds a little bit of variety to playing the mission. It might be a little tougher to defend on the first floor sometimes, but I really enjoy that.
I guess I could see that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
Have you guys played a lot of Cook-Off, though? Because right now, I kind of define it as a horde-type map. You can stay for as long as you want, so it's a lot like the Xmas Coke heist, I guess you would call it.
I still have yet to beat it on Death Wish.
Cokemas.
Cokemas.
Beat what on Death Wish? Cook Off or Xmas?
Cook off.
Agreed. My crew is out of town. But,
Do
yeah.
you guys have any opinions on these, like, Overkill's focus, or rather, they're delving into just making horde-style, like, survival maps? Because people were hoping for them. On the Steam forums, at the very least, they were kind of wondering how long they can last for. Do you guys actually like these maps?
I personally don't, because I'd rather work towards a goal rather than just see how long I can stay. But, I mean, that's just my personal preference, and, filling a niche like this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lewis. Yeah, Lewis,
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah.
I know. I'm such a. I'm always here to provide like core pieces to the discussion. I know.
That's why we have you here.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really
Yeah.
a fan of the horde-style maps either, because it just doesn't really feel to me like it fits the style of the game, I guess. Like, when I think Payday, I always think get in, get the stuff, get out as soon as
Get in,
possible.
get
Whereas
out,
this
get
one,
rich.
it emphasizes or like puts an emphasis on, hey, stay as long as you want, like just to make more money. But it doesn't really feel like a heist.
It's not
Which
like
is what
we're
I'm
not
paying
the
for.
cooks, right?
Yeah, it's like why did
fuck
we come
me.
back to cook?
I'm
And we
just-
still don't know how to cook it.
Like,
I'm
fuck
just
me, we
disappointed.
needed those cooks, but we're not the cooks. Don't use us. It's
I'm just
basically, this is
disappointed,
Walter
though.
White simulator. That's what this is. It's the Breaking Bad simulator.
Maybe it's the Jesse Pinkman simulator level. We just constantly screw things up.
They should like bring back heist-specific outfits just for that, and have us wear like the hazmat suits from Breaking Bad, or like aprons and sous chef hats or whatever.
Yeah, no, we are required to take off our pants and wear aprons while cooking meth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gives increased 10 dodge, no armor though.
Yeah, the cops
Well,
don't
no,
even
wait.
bother showing up actually at that point. Like, oh, he doesn't
Well-
have pants on.
Well, wait
Not
a minute. We don't have. No, change that. The armor doesn't get affected because we don't have hitboxes on our legs. Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, I think that seals it for.
Yeah, it covers a
First
niche.
day.
And well, actually, did you guys have an opinion on that first day? Was it a sign of things to come? Did you like what they introduced?
I think it was a good start.
The only
Fresh
good
out of the
thing
gates.
was really the train heist, I guess.
Yeah, fresh out of the gate. I liked it.
Was there?
And
Well,
then
actually,
came.
before we move on, actually, was there another like day that you wanted to become separate? Because a lot of people weren't really expecting Rats Day 1, I guess. Or sorry, a lot of people weren't expecting Train Heist.
I feel like Firestarter could probably be separated.
Yeah, I was hoping Day 2
Yeah.
Firestarter, because I really
Yeah.
like that FBI headquarters thing. One of the many.
Well, I mean, Firestarter could, like, day 2 could easily be separated with the one goal being recover our loot,
Yeah, and I hope
rather than just being a
Yeah.
side goal. It
yeah,
could
they
be
could add more like evidence rooms and maybe open up another floor in the building or something. That'd be really neat, like
Yeah.
an office heist. You know,
Yeah.
the level I was really looking forward to become standalone was Firestarter Day 3. Oh man, I just want to play that level.
Oh, dude, me too.
Oh, man.
I live.
What are
for
they
the
gonna do
thrill
with it?
I get from
Lucky
turning off
for
the
you,
electricity.
Spring Break Day 11, we can play it. Word on the street is it's called Bank Heist.
That's the level I'm gonna play nonstop.
That
Oh, no.
that Oh no, what?
Well, I was just about to say let's move on.
All right.
Jerked around enough.
That being said, let's go on to side jobs feature. This ought to be a fun discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking lovely.
Wow.
Day
you wrote
2.
a lot of stuff for this. Jeez.
Day 2, the second trumpet. Basically,
But with a full spit valve that just shot the tuba player in the face.
yeah, I was a little, to say the least, I was satisfactorily disgruntled with the side jobs feature.
And why
when
is
it's
that,
released.
Remy?
Because I
Why were you
expected
disgruntled?
something different, but they literally just took achievements and made it, here, have an item, have some cash for doing this achievement. Achievements are supposed to be unique things that you do like once, but now they're going to become a chore just because, oh hey, here, guess what, you did Hot Lava 2.0 yesterday, hey, guess what today's job is? Hot
Tabula
Lava
rasa.
2.0. Well, that's
Okay, never
weekly.
mind.
Yeah, I was
No,
thinking
I
Tabula
saw-
Rasa as well.
I saw Tabula Rasa as a daily, actually, I think.
No, it was a weekly, but it's like, did you have enough fun trying to
I
get
thought
people to
that's
do
not-
Tabula
oh.
Rasa before?
No,
Well,
he's
do
right. It was
again.
moved in the last 48 hours. The weekly's moved to a daily, and to make room for the next weekly.
Oh, I see.
So definitely possible. But I was a little annoyed just because, like, I know they promise in the future they'll come out with like unique objectives, but it's not. It's just making fun achievements into a chore. Like, hey, you did Tabula Rasa the last 3 weeks. You want to do it again?
Yeah, it is kind of a weird way that they implemented it, just based on what you said, because if they're going to make you do unique stuff during the heist, well, isn't that going to be an achievement anyways? And I guess we could kind of argue for it as well as against it, but could they possibly add in anything unique that isn't going to be an achievement, and that's why they did it that way?
Well, actually going back and adding new tiny objectives to the map, which would require work. And that's one of my biggest issues with day 2, was the fact that they didn't really put any work into the initial deployment. It was literally just, oh shit, okay, well, we need some jobs. You know what? Let's just give them an item for doing achievements. They literally just tacked on a reward to achievements.
Yeah, it was a very basic addition because I guess based on their original description, like it gives you additional objectives during heists. Well, I mean, they don't pop up on your screen and you technically don't have to do it, but I guess the basest idea of the side jobs feature was just to make you do something that you usually wouldn't do during the heist, and the achievements usually make you do that. So I guess at the very base level, yeah, I guess it sort of fit what they described was going to happen. But yeah, I agree with you. I was really kind of disappointed with how they did it. And actually later on, I actually do kind of propose another sort of system, and we'll see what we think of that. I mean, it could be totally filled with ire for me, but we'll see how that goes. What about Lewis? What did he think of it?
Side jobs as a whole, or just like the whole idea of taking achievements and making them into side jobs?
I guess as a whole. When it came out, like, what did you even think?
I was expecting, like, I guess what everyone else was expecting. I was expecting, like, oh, it's going to be a cool little thing, here and there and, everywhere. And, like, maybe one or two old heists, maybe one or two newer heists. I expected just something to shake up the monotony. But instead, I pop in and I see, oh, it's achievement. Wait, what? My reaction was something to that accord. But I guess, yeah, just me too. I was met with disappointment about that. Guys, we can't put in side objectives. What else would we do for achievements down the road? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's going to be like, hey, so guys, I found this a really cool idea for a side job. No, we got to keep that for an achievement.
Yeah, that really introduces an odd issue there.
I think my first. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I think another big thing that peeved us off was basically the fact that what you get for doing the side jobs is really lackluster as well. I mean, they give you, well, I don't even have to tell you. Take a guess. What do they give you for doing a side job or anything in the game?
Could it possibly be money? Oh, like we don't have enough of that already.
Whoa, what else?
Could it be a weapon mod?
Whoa, what else?
Or, I don't know,
could it
be a mask.
Disappointment?
Nah,
no, you can't get
us that.
You can't get that. That's free. You don't have to do anything.
that's implied.
No, but yes, masks, money, or of course, a random, emphasis on the random weapon mod. Well, they did let you specify like what pack you want them from, but it's still sort of random,
you want them for.
Oh, and that too, yeah, as well.
Now, if we're gonna go delve into the rewards section, I have a thing for this.
Okay, go ahead.
The reward, I like the idea. It's a way of inserting a small element of control for people over at least a part of the RNG, grinding for weapon mods for people that choose not to use like goon mod for the gauge coins, which I infinitely prefer as a side note.
Yes, that's a fair system.
Yes, but I feel like the reward, the ends, were definitely a good idea. Like giving some element of control over the RNG, but I don't know why they still insist on keeping the small element of RNG that'll just frustrate you every time. I don't know why.
Well, I guess it just makes them have less things to scroll through on that really awfully designed menu. Because I think there's like, 100 mods now? It's like, oh, which mod do I want? I'll scroll through all of them. Instead of, having a regular list menu.
Yeah.
I really don't know why they insist on sticking with that.
They could have just given you, like, okay, pick a weapon mod that you want. There you go.
Or what about the goon mod kind of method? Like, hey, you completed the side job. Here's a coin that you can use to buy any mod in the black market screen. Yeah. That is already there in the game.
You completed this side job. Gage wants to reward you with a custom weapon mod. There you go. Done.
And some dude already did that. Just like add an extra button to like every mod, and you can buy it with the currency that you earn from doing a side job.
Easy, right there.
What's with the RNG? I just don't understand the RNG, because there's like, I want to say there's like no best attachment. Okay, well I'm sort of lying there. There are some best attachments, but
there's no best.
Why give me like the crappy one before I get like the one, the other? The only reason to get RNG is like if, let's say, between all the mods, like some of them have their own merits and some of them are not good at doing a certain thing. Like there's a trade-off, but like with the laser sight, there's one that has no concealability factors or anything. It's just you can add a laser to your gun. Why not put it on? That is really the best one to put on, isn't it? So that's why they added RNG.
Not entirely.
Well,
like they don't want you to get that immediately if you got the currency and you could just buy it right away.
Well, if you don't need concealment, then that isn't the best one. The thing is, there's no best weapon mod. There's optimal weapon mods
Yeah.
for your situation and your build.
Okay,
There's
I
no,
guess
like,
that's
clear
more fair
best.
to say. Then again, I think the currency feature would work a lot better. Hey, how do you want to mod your weapon? I want to buy the mod that I want to put on the gun instead of having to continually pray to RNGs again to get the right mod so I can play the way that I want.
And think about it too. Like the canon of the game is, where are all our mods coming from? Where do we get them? Gage, right? Like, no matter his current whereabouts, we get them from Gage, right?
Yeah.
How does it make sense that we're like, great, you completed a job. Okay, so you guys need some new hardware. Here, Gage just randomly throws this at you. It's like, we don't get a choice. We know what we need. No. Gage just had the spare. Have it. Like, it makes more sense. The package system is good. It's like, okay, you picked up this specific mod for Gage. He will let you keep some of the shipment. You get this specific mod every time. It
Yeah.
makes sense. But there's like the element of, oh shit, what's Gage gonna randomly have a spare of this time?
I feel
Even
like-
with the packages, I kind of wish there was more choice in that, because you don't really have a choice in what packages you pick up. It's just you get what you get, right?
Yeah, but eventually you just have such a big stockpile that it really doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
I
Like,
feel
I
like
think I
we
can
just-
bathe in my Gage packages by now.
I already do. I feel like what we do is we just go outside Gage's apartment window or warehouse window. He just opens it up, just throws something out. Whatever we get, we get.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
how
please,
RNG works.
please make it a barrel extension. Just knock me out and end it all. I don't know.
Oh, hey, another quad stacked mag.
With no bullets at the top of the magazine when I reload. Thanks, Gage.
I noticed that.
Exactly.
Ah.
I don't know. I mean, Gage is just very random. Yeah. Anyways, that's my opinion on the whole rewards and side jobs.
Yes.
Meh.
Well,
Good,
rewards.
good.
What else could they give us, really? If it's not money, it's not masks, it's not random weapon mods.
Yeah, no, nothing. But I'm saying, like, the
Yeah.
entire element of control over the RNG, no matter how small, the purpose was good. Like, the purpose of side jobs was, I guess, to introduce that kind of reward system, which, I like it, the purpose, but the implementation was not so good.
Yeah, it doesn't really work.
I
to
should
end
rephrase.
the monotony. Exactly.
The initial. They say there's stuff coming in the future, but as we know, Overkill is promises are not their strong suit.
I think one of the things that I wrote down here that really puzzles me in terms of side jobs, because they're linked to achievements right now, so obviously there must be some sort of trigger maybe made on the map or something, which is what Overkill uses to track like whether we did it or not. I'm wondering, like, if they could actually, like, what exactly can they track us doing? And I wrote some examples down here. Let me see if I can even find them. Oh yeah, so I wrote down, like, could they track whether you accomplished frame day 1 without killing any guards, or something perhaps even more complex? Could they track us leaving, like, 4 medkits in the Senator's vault in frame day 3? Could they track something like that?
Well, if Hoxton can detect how many guards there are on the map, theoretically there has to be a value somewhere that holds that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, they could do all of that.
And
But,
then somehow link it back to that reward system that they have in place is just what I'm kind of confused about, whether they could do that.
No, they could. They just choose not to put in the work, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we would have to ask someone who designs the maps.
Get General Vivi or get Patrick from Overkill on the podcast.
Yeah,
I bet they'd be willing to appear. Yeah, it's always worth the ask. Why not? Hey, General Vivi or Patrick, if you guys listen to this, please come on. We need a 4th. We'd love to talk to you. But does that about sum up the side jobs feature?
I kind of it sort of does. I just did want to kind of cover the proposal I had about how they could change it, or maybe add it on top of any side jobs that they could do.
Yeah, go for it.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about this even back in beta, because it was already getting kind of stale back then. And this is kind of a lackluster feature, so I don't even really mean to hype it up to you guys like this. Don't hurt me. But I really just call it, a conditions feature. So basically on any mission you play, there's just a random condition that's assigned, from a list of activities that apply to that level, and you can check it on the tab menu, presumably. So obviously if that condition's fulfilled while you play the mission, it'll just do the typical thing, like add a multiplier to the XP that you get or the money that you get out of the level. So the conditions, let's say for bank heist, it could be things like, hey, in this run, if you don't use any ECMs, you get a multiplier on your XP and money. Maybe if you don't kill any civilians, you get like a huge multiplier on your XP and money.
No, I wouldn't.
You know, et cetera, et cetera. Like maybe something silly like bringing the bank manager to the escape zone at the end of the heist, or don't break any cameras so you can't lure guards in that way. Either way, I think if you balance the benefits of what you get and with some fun conditions, they could kind of make the heist a little less monotonous, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the advantage to having conditions is that they're not really limited to just being on one map or doing a specific activity, and that's how I'm seeing the daily jobs are right now. With the daily jobs, they might give you, well, I don't even know what today's is, but one of the previous ones was just, what was it? Crap. Oh, like hot lava. Like, don't touch the floor in Election Day 1, and it really only applies to that map.
Yeah. Maybe something more general.
Yeah, in conditions it could make all the maps kind of fun in some way, I guess. But I digress. I thought that feature might be, like, I thought that's what they were kind of going to go for.
Then you get that really, really lucky spawn where you have, don't use any ECMs on Hoxton Breakout.
Well, like I said, the list of activities have to apply to that specific level, so there'd be separate ones for each.
Carry no ammo bags on Shadow
level.
Raid.
Carry
man.
only armor bags.
Don't throw any grenades in Go Bank.
No. Wait, Remy, you telling me my Tech Forcer build isn't gonna work on Shadow Raid anymore?
Rip.
Dang it.
Rip.
Yeah. I'm hoping they do add something like that, because even I get kind of anxious when you press the escape button and you get into that menu. You can kind of see the heat percentage, like how many times you've played that map, and you know how much XP they're going to remove from your end of game reward. I feel like they could add more conditions to it, because they sort of already have that, you know? I know nobody goes into the escape menu but me, but still. Yes.
Yes.
We should move on.
Maybe. Maybe. Okay. So onward to the Bonnie character pack. Yeah, we have a lot of ground to cover.
We have a lot of apologizing to do.
Oh boy. Especially to our lovely audience who definitely didn't get on us about, you know, going at Bonnie. Definitely not. We love you guys. And you love us.
Right?
And because we said it, it means it's true.
It's on the internet. It must be true.
Yeah.
So
Well,
overall, Bonnie.
She is much better than what her concept art made her out to be,
Oh,
to say the
yeah.
least.
I actually really liked Bonnie. I mean, her initial preview was not very flattering.
Yes, I wrote this right here on the
Oh,
document we use. I said she looked spectacularly trashy with a dirty t-shirt and had an extremely ragged face.
And her hairdo was way different than what it is now.
Yeah, it was like a bowl cut. It was really...
I like her new hairdo, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of stylish, which I like.
Yeah.
I mean, her face, obviously, she's not really a looker, but she doesn't look out of the
she's not-
ordinary, I want to say. She looks normal.
I guess she's not supposed to be. I guess she's just, you're supposed to be normal, quote unquote.
And I want to
But
say
yeah.
that the concept art Bonnie didn't really look normal. She just looked like a bum.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Now she looks,
concept art Bonnie.
Bye.
I guess we could just say, okay, our opinions on the previous Bonnie didn't matter because they were concept art Bonnie. This is new Bonnie. We like current implemented Bonnie. But, yeah, she's supposed to have that rugged look about her, that kind of, you know, Glasgow brawler look. She's even wearing a bowling shirt instead of a dress shirt underneath her
Oh, is that
suit.
what it is?
Yep.
Huh.
Well,
The more I know.
Yeah.
I'm
But
pretty
Yeah,
okay with
like
this.
I said, she looks kind of stylish. She has that bowling shirt, as you say, and her hairdo, that like errant bang that just stretches across her forehead.
Why didn't they add hair physics to that? Coyote Mation, where are you?
She
Please,
uses the
hair
same
physic.
Dallas TM hair gel.
She has a very rebellious look about her. I like
Yeah.
it.
I definitely like that. And has anybody seen Kick the Bonnie yet? Hashtag?
No,
That's pretty
Not
good.
yet. Not
I have
yet.
not seen hashtag kick the fat ass. So,
But
we're good.
considering, what she looks like now and what she looked like in her concept art, I wrote this down here. Like, do you think this was initially what Bonnie was supposed to look like? That was Overkill's plan for her to look, rather? Like, or did they change how she looked based on what we complained about? You know what I mean?
I think she changed. I think Overkill did some quick damage control.
If so, then I commend them on that. But who knows?
I'd really love to hear an official answer. It's like, oh, well, people don't like how she looks? No way.
Nah.
Again, another reason why we need General Vivi or someone on this podcast. So many good topics for discussion here.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
maybe we'll seek them out and we'll find out. But yeah,
Maybe.
there's not much more to say about Bonnie in terms of her looks. But if this is any kind of review, I'd like to say that she fits more than Jacket. I actually don't like Jacket in Payday. I like Hotline Miami. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like him in Payday. He just doesn't fit. He's really the odd man out at this point.
Yeah.
I can understand
agree.
that. Oh, what do we feel about her the Jocelyn shotgun and the Gambler perk deck? What do we think about that?
Yeah, I'm thinking Remy might have something to say about these things since he's a resident gameplay guy.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Shit, I didn't prepare for this at all. I
Yeah,
shouldn't have put him on the spot like that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's fine. I will say the Jocelyn is godlike. I fucking love this gun. Like, this gun is a godsend. Because not only does it reach ridiculous amounts of damage, it has reload animations. It's a double barrel shotgun, like the Moscone. It has animations specifically for reloading either both or just one bullet. Although
Yay.
I've seen it triggered different times. Like, I've seen myself reloading one bullet when I should be reloading two, and vice versa a lot. So triggering is kind of odd. But the gun itself is amazing. The accuracy is ridiculous. It can get high enough that it feels like a Nagant to me, which is amazing. And it just handles amazingly. So I will say right now, I love this gun. It is beautiful.
All
I
right.
heavily recommend. The perk deck, on the other hand, it's an interesting. That's an interesting one. I used it for a while just to test it out when it was dropped, and I mean, I can see it being powerful if 3 or 4 people use it, but I can't see it being helpful at all if like 1 or 2 people use it, especially since everyone else on your team just gets the half ammo and half health. Which
But
is just not
Remy,
enough.
it has sound effects.
Oh yeah, of course it must be good.
I haven't even heard them yet. What do they sound like? Well, like really
Yeah, it sounds like-
MMO?
Yeah,
Kinda
it's
like-
like whoosh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like when I reload my guns.
Yeah.
Eh.
But the real highlight of the Bonnie pack is the gun. The shotgun is glorious.
And we didn't even have to pay for it, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
Did you guys like her mask?
Her mask it's pretty good. It fits.
Yeah.
It definitely fits.
Or Scotland
Yeah.
and freedom and all that. Okay, yeah, it's the flag map thing that she's got going on there. I did like it, yeah.
Yeah, definitely fits.
Bonnie.
One last thing we could mention, and I'm guessing most of the people listening would probably already know, but the reason why Bonnie is even a character now is because they had some leftover voice assets from the person who was meant to be voicing Clover originally, right? And
Yeah,
a lot of people have been
Shawnee,
pointing out
whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Shannon O'Brien or something. I don't think it's O'Brien,
Yeah.
but it's Shannon something.
It's every Scottish person. It's just
I'm sorry.
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Whoops.
I didn't even mean to say that actually, but I guess that fits quite well. O'Brien. But do you guys like her voice? Did we mention that?
Yes, her
Oh,
voice
yes.
lines are very, very, very good. I really like her voice lines.
Sorry, Control. I was just pining after your voice. I tripped over a corpse. I mean, vase of flowers. Oh my god.
It's very good.
Do you think she could have been a viable Clover, I guess? Like if Clover came out with that voice, I'm guessing it didn't fit because this is why we have Bonnie now. But imagine Clover with that voice, I guess.
It feels too. I don't know. It
Rough.
feels like it does rough,
Powerful.
and I hesitate to say, but it feels like it does come from a big boned woman. And I don't think it.
Okay.
Don't
Clover's-
take shit from
Clover's-
nobody.
Yeah, yeah. Clover's high pitched, kind of
Just
screechy
petite
voice
brunette,
works.
yeah.
Yeah, I bring that up because I just bought the Clover character pack because it was like $1 from the
Yeah.
girls thing that was posted on the Payday the Heist
Woohoo!
subreddit.
Oh
So
yeah,
I've been
whoever
playing as
posted that
Clover.
is the real MVP, by the way.
Yeah, that's kind of weird that they would sell that, and like how
Yeah.
many people would play Payday 2 to even benefit from that character pack? I guess.
Well, you. I
I
mean,
don't know.
Well, yes, I frequent that website a lot. Girls. Although that's not really the website.
I hope not.
Yeah, there's much better stuff out there.
What you do in your private time, it's
okay.
not up to us.
Edward, you're just digging the hole deeper with your
Yeah,
sentences.
That's what I
Please.
do here. That's why I'm here. But actually, comparing Bonnie versus Clover, this is the last thing we're going to cover with Bonnie's character pack. Like, which character do you like better?
I don't know. I have to say I like him equally. Like I don't want to
Clover
play
is still
Spias
best
just because of the
waifu.
shotgun.
It won't stop. It won't stop. I don't know. I mean, despite what I just said there, I still do prefer Clover. I don't know. I just like her better. There's nothing really more to say. That doesn't mean I don't like Bonnie, though. I mean, Bonnie now has me, but still.
Am I allowed to play Spias because of weapons?
Well, I guess that is part of the character pack, isn't it?
Then fuck
suppose.
Clover.
Okay.
Oh, but what about her weird
So,
wooden?
best wife.
Queen's Wrath.
thing.
Fuck the Queen's Wrath.
I was thinking about her melee weapon. That is just weird as hell.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. Oh, is that how you say
I'd
it?
rather hit people with a whiskey bottle and shoot them with my double barrel than hit them over with a gnarled stick and shoot them with my horribly inaccurate and oddly shaped Queen's Wrath.
That
So-
bottle is incredibly fitting.
It is.
Yeah. Well, on a personal note, I do like Clover. I do like her voice. It sounds kind of, although it can get screechy at points, it does sound affable, I guess, if that's the right word. It's likable.
I just want anything by the Dropkick Murphys to play while I'm charging up my Shillelagh. I'm just saying. But
Well,
my
there's
preference
certainly mods
aside,
out there. Maybe we should change that like glove
gripping like
gripping
sound.
sound
whatever it
into
is.
your Dropkick Murphy song.
Ship it up
Modders
to
make it
Boston.
happen.
Please do it. I will love you forever.
Just
like,
gotta
okay.
delve into that lure.
That opening of shipping up to Boston. Please, someone do it. Okay, my personal modding preferences aside and all that, that's the body character pack for you. I think that about sums it up.
It's great.
So we're on
It's
to the
fantastic.
Golden Grin Casino preview.
Golden Grin Casino.
I am ready.
My body's ready for a modular drill.
Lion Game Lion, thank you. Ilya, I just want to go hug Ilya Petrusik now.
I'm pretty sure we should start at the beginning with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to get back to talking about Ilya, actually, and just Lion Game Lion, because it seems like as little as they've done so far, or rather, based on the short time that they've had access to these tools and stuff, they've done some really impressive stuff.
I know, right?
But
Yeah.
as Remy mentioned, we should start at the beginning. We'll get back to that. So I think the first thing that we can say about this casino is that it looks very expansive, to say the least.
It's huge.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw like outside of it, like the light show they kind of had going on, like those tracking lights or whatever you want to call it. Oh, those look beautiful. If
Yeah,
they
there's
can
going to be a
get those-
lot of new assets in this
Yeah.
mission because it's not even set in Washington anymore.
It's gonna be like a 4 gig heist update, but I'm gonna love it.
It's going to take perhaps 1 week to download with this Steam patching system.
Oh, about 5 minutes for me.
Yeah,
We live almost
yeah,
in the
yeah.
same area,
Yeah,
and yet
that's
the
the sad
discrepancy
part.
is the weird thing.
Okay, but yes. So the video showed a combination of concept art and in-game footage, and it didn't directly show it. It just showed footage of the monitor play, or did it? I don't know. I'm
Yeah, it
trying to-
showed someone playing it.
I wouldn't say it was
On
full
very low
in-game
settings.
footage. I would say it's because there's some stuff on there that wasn't
Complete.
Well, we did see.
The textures were very low from what I
Yeah.
could tell.
Yeah, we did see some dude playing like in game, and it was the jacket arm model.
Yeah.
Well, he was playing his jacket, and he was just running around like some concrete corridor. So it really didn't show us that much.
No.
It's kind of disappointing. But the concept art, they did kind of go over a lot of that. Actually, we actually saw some art of the heisters that we hadn't seen before as well.
Houston had hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was it Houston? Yeah, it was Houston. His hairdo was looking quite ragged. But
Houston spiraled into depression and let his hair grow out. He's now gonna have hair physics too.
It's all right.
Hopefully-
His brother's got that dank hair gel.
Yeah.
hair gel TM.
Yeah, Dallas hair gel. Make it happen, Overkill. It's a,
Yeah. So
Really
who
should be
needs
more
more
merchandise.
DLC when you can branch off into hair care products?
I'm down. They've already got that cosmetics shop that appears in like the bank heist little area. Do it. I'm down. But what did we see in the concept art? We saw let's list it off. Saw the interior of the casino with slot machines and the like. We saw a guy in a suit looking over a gambling table. Saw Dallas at an elevator. What do you think? What do you think of that? Elevator's going to be usable?
Actually,
Could
have we had
be.
anything like that before?
Big bank elevator, maybe.
Actually,
Not really.
going back to Payday the Heist, in the No Mercy mission, the end of the mission actually ends with you in a elevator. And I'm not exactly sure how it works because usually the way elevators work in most games, because they don't want an actual moving platform, they usually just teleport the players to like a different area, and the door opens into a different area. So I'm not exactly sure if they would do that for this if they had elevators. I think they would avoid that sort of thing. They'd probably have guards just jumping out of it, as per the usual.
I can dream, can't I? We also saw Dallas and Wolf charging in, and a woman, a distressed lady, zip-tied. She's in a white jumpsuit, and there was cash scattered around the area. So
Like cash
I mean-
machines, I think, like cash sorting machines, kind of like they have
Yeah.
in the casinos. And she
She
looked
was
really
dre-
distressed.
yeah, she was dressed in like kind of a butcher kind of get-up thing. She had like a hair, like a plastic bag or something around her hair. So I mean, I guess that would make sense for a casino. They don't want like any DNA tampering on the money. I don't know. I'm just trying to think here. I'm
mean,
trying to make sense of it.
I wonder if we can speculate on this. I mean, obviously it's concept art, so it might not actually show up in the game, but maybe they were hinting towards some kind of gameplay feature. Will we have more, will we have to escort someone to get further into the complex, perhaps? Because it's not
Well, we
going to
had
be an
to-
easy job, right?
Well, we
It's
had to
gonna be
do that when
huge.
I had something I wanted to say that related to that, but I can't say it yet because it's spoiler. Okay.
Yes, I think I know what
Helicopter
you're
escape.
talking about.
Helicopter escape we also saw. So I mean, it's a common escape, so it's probably and like through 5,000 miles from Graceland, 3,000 miles from Graceland. I can't remember it now, but it's that movie.
I think
Gonna have
it's
that ending.
3,000. Yeah,
That's what it was.
and it had the elephant in it.
Yeah. So there's that. I mean, maybe we could go for that kind of ending. But concurrent objectives like Big Bank, but are they going to have them presented on screen simultaneously?
Well,
Who
what
knows?
I'm really happy that they actually decided to introduce this. The fact that the more players you play with, the more can be done concurrently, which means the faster the heist goes.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually really happy about that. I think it's gonna screw with some of the solo players, though. There's gonna be a lot of butthurt over soloing it.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that they're making the effort to try and enforce co-op play.
Yeah, if I can paraphrase from the preview video, they said it was the biggest, longest one-day heist with as many objectives as we can fit in it. So,
Yep.
I mean, oh boy. What does that mean?
That does
we're gonna
sound pretty
have to
exciting,
see.
but I think, is anyone else concerned if this will not be a stealth heist, I guess?
No,
Well, they said it was playable in stealth and loud.
Oh, did they?
so-
Okay. I just wanted to make
Yes.
sure. Going back to that helicopter escape concept art, though, I mean, it certainly is a viable escape, I suppose, because they did do it in that movie and basically every movie. But if you're stealthing it, what would
I
be
don't-
the escape, I
yeah.
guess? Like, would they dig a tunnel out? Like, what did they do in Ocean's 11 again? They just walked out? Yeah, they just
Yeah.
walked out. in disguises, which we don't have in the game.
Yes.
And obviously,
Yes.
we can't just walk
Yeah,
out
there.
with our masks on.
Maybe
I'm just
we'll
wondering how
have
they're
to
gonna
go back
design
into casing mode.
There's that.
Nah, they said they weren't going to do that because it unbalances the game, apparently.
Well, they also said they weren't going to add driving, and lo and behold.
Well, I think that was just kind of a knowing answer coming from Almir. He's like, yeah, well, we're not going to have driving because he didn't want to spoil a surprise.
Wink.
But to take off your mask, that almost feels a little cheap.
What?
Well,
How?
true.
It's like you stick it on with like Gorilla Glue or something.
Well, pick
Like,
it up with...
once it's on, no going back. Everyone has to see you're a criminal.
I don't know. I just I feel like they brought up a
What
lot of good
was
points
that
about why we
noise?
couldn't do it. It came from my throat, but I'm not aware of what it was. But I don't think they're gonna do that. But I'm really looking forward to this heist. I'm not exactly sure how they're gonna end it. If we're able to do it in stealth, maybe they'll have a weird helicopter escape, anyways, with some point of no return thing.
I don't know. We'll
maybe.
see.
Maybe
Interesting.
we're talking about I was talking about the driving mechanic there.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
they could maybe like if we do leave, like and the alarm goes off, we have a set time to get through like Las Vegas highways and get out to like a safe exit or like a safe point or something like
Las
that.
Vegas highways. I
Oh.
want to fly the fucking helicopter.
I was about to say something about that too. Like if we do escape, we have to fly the helicopter, we have to maneuver it. I don't
Right
know.
into the lake.
Those non-existent water physics though.
There's a
Oh.
reason you don't let Remy drive in car shop.
But if they if they did make it so that we could drive around the Las Vegas highway, I would love it.
That
But
be
why would
pretty
you do
fun.
that? GTA 5 is about to release, right?
Well.
Well, it's still not Las Vegas.
Oh,
It'd be
actually,
Las
shit, I said that. It's
Venturas.
going to be delayed another month.
Every time you mention GTA 5 on PC, it gets delayed a
Fuck,
month.
2 months.
Okay, let's stop this now because I want
Why
to play
would
it
we
eventually.
stop talking about GTA 5 PC? I don't see
Fucking
any
damn it,
reason why we should
Lewis.
stop talking about GTA 5 PC.
Well, fucking GG.
Okay, I guess I'll stop talking about GTA 5 PC.
Why don't we talk about how this is the
Okay.
first heist that's not set in Washington, D.C.?
Man, I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be an issue there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm really
Odd.
reaching because I want them to add some sort of icon
I don't think
to
they're gonna do
CrimeNet
shit.
so you
It'll
wouldn't
just
it wouldn't show up in like Foggy Bottom to do your to do
I
your
feel
Las
just-
Vegas heist.
I
It'll
feel
just
like they're
pop
just
up.
going to say it's like, oh, it's too confusing for new players to separate the interfaces out so they can't find the heist.
Yeah, what
So
about
it just
what about a
needs-
list?
yeah.
Is that too confusing? Is that too organized or something?
Well, Poco had actually organizes CrimeNet, which is so
Yes.
much.
Yes, I
better.
enjoy that, but still, like
but
a list.
Poco HUD is broken now.
I
No,
Right.
no, there was a patch.
Oh,
Well,
really?
Not,
Oh.
not like an official, but like,
Yeah, it's very unofficial. The guy
But it
didn't
works
even
for me,
name the
so-
file extension correctly.
yeah, it works for me. So
Well, true.
Well,
But
I
we're not
hope
talking
they
about
eventually.
Poco HUD.
Yeah, we're not. I hope eventually maybe they might come to their senses and make a list, like even as an option, because it's really getting messy as hell. Like I just want to play a particular heist, and it's not showing up on CrimeNet because I need to let it refresh. And on that note, why is there not a refresh button on CrimeNet? Like, why do I have to
I
exit
wanna
play it.
and then go
It's
back
like, I
in?
want to play a Hoxton breakout. Yo, okay, I need to find a Hawk. Oh shit, no, there's one in the corner. No, oh, no, okay, it's gone. It's like trying to catch a freaking like butterfly.
Yeah.
Oh shit, oh, it's gone now. Fuck. It's like whack-a-mole, really.
I want to go. Yeah. No, you're talking about like adding a separate interface for out of Washington D.C. heist. Nope. Let me just go to this rip in space and time in Foggy Bottom and go to Las Vegas really quick. Then I'll just pop
Easy.
right back out.
Easy. I'm down with that.
Yep. So we don't have high hopes for CrimeNet changing anytime soon.
Yeah. Well.
Shall we move on to the drill?
Yeah, that thing looks like
Oh,
it's ready
yes.
to dig right through the earth or something.
Well, it's a coring drill. That's
Pierce
what it
through the
is.
earth with your drill. I could say heavens there, but I'm just going to keep it relevant to the topic.
I'm pretty sure, like the vibe I got from it, I'm pretty sure they said this, or from what they said, I got that we actually have to, because it's so big, we have to build it ourselves rather than just set it up. We have to put the parts together, and I guess
Yeah.
by that I mean just like
Throw the
set up
bags
the
into the
different
square.
parts. Well, yeah, but the parts you want, and if it is that kind of modular drill, if you build it right, I feel like that would add a whole other element. Like, okay, we have to add this, and maybe even if the requirements change depending on the heist. Like, oh shit, they have a jammer. Like, the cops have set up a jammer. Okay, now we need to have like a blocker or something part on it. Like,
Yeah.
for
I think you're overthinking it, but I mean, it sounds interesting, but likely it's just going to be like Big Bank's the Beast drill.
Yeah, but think how cool it would be to have like a modular drill that you'd have to actually kind of figure out how to build depending on that heist. That would be cool.
I guess they sort of could do something like that. I mean, it could
It
be
wouldn't
like cooking
be
meth,
as
and they would give you directions, and having it be different each time would probably be the most interesting tweak that they could make, I guess. But I don't want to see them like acting as if like we don't really know what we're doing, you know, like, oh, we were really not sure how to put together this drill. It should just be something we throw together.
No, I just think it'd be kind of cool.
No, I definitely agree, but I don't think they'll do that.
No, no, they won't. And then I think Lewis had the last Lion Game Lion hype.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm happy about that, dude. I love the Lion Game Lion heist. Dude, the bomb heists were great.
Yeah, the bomb
so-
heists were pretty awesome. I will agree. Although, fuck trying to find the meth lab.
Yeah, well,
Shit's
you know,
annoying.
that's a separate thing altogether. That's filling their achievement quota, you know.
Thanks, RNGesus.
That's replayability for you.
Well, it's restartability for me.
Restartability. I really wish there was some
There's a soundbite right there.
benefit to not restarting. Like, is there any reason not to? Apparently
No.
not.
No.
But yeah, Lion
All
Game
right.
Lion is a pretty fantastic developer. And as we mentioned at the very beginning, we were kind of impressed with what they've been able to do with such little time and
Yeah.
the short time that they've had it. But then again, they do have someone directly from Overkill working there, so maybe that's how they're getting such a great hang of it.
Could be.
He's able to interpret what they mean. Hey, yeah, we need. Always like, hey, yeah, we need new heist. Okay, let me just draw out this diagram, this flowchart of what he means by that.
It's
And
like
they actually do have that on the chalkboard or something.
It's
Yeah.
the translator. It's just like Overkill's like Almir's like, all right, so Lion Game Lion, we need a new heist. So then tells the translator. Translator goes over to Lion Game Lion. All right, so we need to make some new $5 DLC.
We got you covered, man.
Yeah, got you.
Sit
It's
back.
like, all right, we need a new balanced weapon to make the end game more fun and challenging for the player base. Okay, so we need another Car 4 mod pack.
No AK in Car 4 mod pack.
Nope,
Can't
just the
be-
Car 4.
Oh, okay.
Wait, matter. We
Wow.
needed an RPG and minigun mod pack. You know what the RPG mod is? Nuclear warhead. That's what
You
the
gotta
mod
make
pack
it
is.
seem like you care, so you gotta give at least one mod to a gun that nobody uses.
Or
Oh, the
13
Shimano
rifles.
88. A.
Now you can wield two of them.
It's funny because it's true.
Haven't you always? It's the feature you've all been waiting for. It's the #1 thing. Dual wielding
Buffs to the Mac 10?
Shimano 88s.
I want to dual wield. I want to akimbo RPGs. Like, give me that shit.
Well, somebody did mod that
Some
in.
guy made him mod.
Dodge
yeah.
players will be my bitch.
Well, I think we're done with Golden Grin, shall we?
Oh, we are definitely done with
We're
Golden
just
Grin.
waiting for it. It looks good.
Yep.
Swap
Yep.
Van Turret, what do we got on this?
Oh man.
I don't
What
have
is it
much
got on
experience
us?
with this, so you guys are pretty much going to be covering this one.
Man, fuck this turret. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I play dodge, so it's really not an issue for me because I just literally dodge all of its freedoms per minute. But
Freedoms.
yeah, the 1,000 freedoms per minute.
Oh, yeah.
But for players that don't know what they're getting into, it's annoying as hell because they're like, "Oh man, I'm being shot. Where am I being shot from? Look at the giant laser." Like,
Oh, yeah, sorry, man. I didn't
didn't see
hear
it.
that. I was rearranging my music playlist. Sorry
Yeah.
about that, guys.
yeah, I mean, it encourages using cover to a point, I guess. Like all the heists it shows up on, there's some sort of easy cover for it, but people don't know how to use it. Like Hoxton Breakout Day 1, you just literally sit behind your moving truck,
Yeah.
but
I
nobody
mean-
knows how.
Yeah. I mean, the idea there is, I think that what they had with that was like, again, that, encourage, learn to use cover. But the thing is, a lot of players already know how to do that because they've been playing for a while. And new players,
We'll just get wrecked instantly anyways.
yeah, and that'll be a turnoff for them from the game, because they don't take the initiative to learn.
And it spawns on normal too. Come on,
Yeah.
Overkill.
So, like, here's the thing. Like, I do this occasionally. I try and, like, I just start up normal lobbies and, like, try and, teach people, on some normal heists, like, what they should do. They're just the most unenthusiastic about learning people that I've ever met. It's ridiculous.
Come on, Overkill. It spawns on normal. We're trying to hold their hand, not chop off their arm.
Well, Overkill's trying to do that. We're just...
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to make a really huge hole in the middle of the new players' chests.
They did many little holes actually.
They've made multiple holes in mine. Don't worry about it.
Well, it
Now the
sounds like you guys
overheating
don't like
mechanic.
it.
We'll get to that. I mean, the overheating mechanic and the fact that it needs to reload, that's great, but to be honest, I've only seen it overheat and have to reload twice in playing it. Like, that thing goes for ages. And it takes like what, 10 seconds to reload? Maybe not even.
Yeah.
It's a small victory. It's really not that really not a mechanic that makes up for the rest of the turret. And nothing does anything. C4's guns, nothing. Crying doesn't do anything. Like, you can't interact.
Oh, really?
with
I was
the
gonna try
van.
that one.
Yeah. Oh,
I already have. Don't
Yeah.
trust me.
Although ECMing it is fun. Like, I will say that right now. Dropping an ECM and watching the cops get mowed down as you laugh your way through the alley, that's fun.
I just wonder how many opportunities there are to do that. It's like, oh, I just so happen to have an ECM here.
Well, the problem
in
is
this mission that went loud that I didn't already restart.
Yeah.
Any heist that you play with new players and automatically dabble into the ghost tree.
Well, it makes it.
I like playing stealth games like Thief and Dishonored. I'm totally good at stealth in this game, guys.
Oh God. Please don't. No.
Oh no, sorry, I've got to pitch that up 5 octaves to
Yeah.
match the new player base. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Now
also
we're
gotta
thanks. Now we're gonna
also
get
gotta make-
crucified. Thanks,
I've
Lewis.
also got to... No, I can make it even worse. I've also got to make 5 different jokes about 5 Nights at Freddy's or PewDiePie. Don't worry about me. If anyone's getting crucified here, it's me. It's not you. Well, actually, it's us.
Yeah,
as a
it's kind of
whole.
me.
Dang it. I'm
It's
sorry,
good
guys.
to get
Now-
that out of the way.
The big issue with this turret is that there is no way to let people know it's there. Like, if you can't see the glaring laser and the fact that your armor just went from 100 to 0 and you're now down and in custody, the only way to spot the van is to yell in chat, "Yo, motherfuckers, there is a turret."
Yeah, there's no, like, spotting line or anything like that. And I actually, I brought this up prior to our recording. What they could do, at least for the original heisters, because I know for a fact they have these lines. The, things where they signal, whoa, we got a SWAT van incoming, or something like that. All you gotta do is just, like, clip that part of the line, because they already did this with Wolf's bomb line. They clipped the smoke bomb. They clipped the smoke off of bomb. All they would
No
have to
wonder
do
it
is
sounds
just
so
go...
disjointed.
Yeah, they've just got to go, whoa, SWAT van, or something like that, or SWAT van coming in, or something like that. It'd just be simple as that. So, like, I don't know why they don't do that.
Can't they just, I'm sure they have plenty of lines that mention their own van,
Yeah.
so they could probably just cut that out and
Yeah,
They could
have a really
splice
weird,
a line
a
together.
really weird splice
Just
line.
ban!
My issue with this turret overall, bottom line, is that it doesn't add anything to challenge. It adds, I guess, a little bit to awareness, but really not that much.
It's not very challenging.
If you know it's there, it's just an annoyance, really. It's not a challenge. It's something else for you to keep track of. And if Overkill's version of increasing difficulty by making more shit to just like keep aware of, car shop heist, I'm looking at you. Artificially increasing difficulty by just adding more awareness requirements, I don't like that. That's not an intuitive way to increase difficulty.
Well, I think another issue with it is just the fact that it's yet another tank enemy. Like, I don't really...
Tank enemy. Implying you can kill it at all.
Well, it's
More
an,
like God
it's an
enemy.
appropriate term for it, but I mean, I don't think anyone likes those bullet sponge enemies. The bulldozer in itself, it was threatening at one point because it can move, obviously, and get into all the places that you're
sprint.
hiding. So if you're backed into a corner, that's an issue. But I mean, the SWAT van turret could never get you in that corner. It can't move. It's just sitting there, not really doing anything.
Well, what do you want? Do you want the AI cops to jump in the van and drive it around the map after you?
Maybe forwards and back on that 4 stores.
Well, hey,
road
we
or
have
something.
that
Who
dank
knows?
new driving mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, they're gonna add
they'll
driving
accidentally
AI.
maybe they'll accidentally flip the SWAT van over and you won't have to deal with the turret.
Oh, I could hope. I could
It'll
hope.
glitch into the wall and yeah, it would flip over, wouldn't it?
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that was. I apologize. It was mostly me rambling on about the turret. So,
Yeah,
what do you
it's
guys think
okay.
about it?
I think we threw in our opinions in the midst of the rambling. I think we kind of summed it up.
I
Edward?
wish I had more opinions, but
Yeah.
honestly, I haven't even really encountered it on any other map than 4 stores, and
Well,
you know how that map is. You just run to the van and it's done. You
Yeah.
didn't really have to worry about it on that mission because I would imagine that you typically don't run into the middle of the road for like long periods of time, so it doesn't really change the map at all, really,
Yeah.
which is exactly the problem.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
we can
that's
move
about-
on then.
That's that. Okay, on to car shop. Well, what do we got about car shop, guys?
Oh yes, car shop heist. Why don't I start off with this one?
All right.
Just maybe people who are listening, they haven't been able to play. Maybe they've gone to another country and they're not able to play. Who knows?
Cough,
But,
cough, Lucky. Cough,
The
cough.
most important thing with car shop heist, it's even mentioned in the title, is the cars, and you can drive them. Isn't that wonderful?
Cars or carts?
Shopping
answer is
carts.
yes.
Very
well,
fast shopping carts.
That is such a common complaint on Reddit, and Remy, you yourself don't like driving these little things.
Fuck those cars, man.
I'm on the complete opposite boat or car, I guess. The ones that's already in the shipping container while you're still back in the store. I do like driving the cars. Originally, I felt like they were shopping carts as well. I'm like, Jesus, this is a supercar, and I'm sliding all over the road. But I played a couple of times.
Oh, it's a
more than
supercar.
couple
You're
of
just not a
times.
super driver.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey.
well, I don't want to say that for myself. I'm an okay driver. But I did play the mission on normal a couple of times, and now I feel like I'm pretty proficient with the car. And obviously, they can do some more tweaking with the grip of the car on the road. But I'm just really impressed that they managed to get this mechanic in there, and it just gets me excited to think about how they could incorporate it into other heists. Maybe not the old ones, because that's a lot of work in itself, but perhaps in the future heists, there'd actually be drivable cars. Like I said, I'm really
Hopefully.
excited, and you could totally hear it in my voice.
It just makes me excited what they can
Edward is
improve
by
on
far
it.
the most emotional part of this podcast.
Yes,
Let me just
Yeah.
say that.
It's questionable.
I feel like the car shop was. I mean, this was a common response on Reddit that it was just more of a play test for the driving mechanic. Because it seems like they didn't test the actual heist very much. Because thanks, Deathwish.
Implying playtesting and Deathwish and car shop all in the same sentence, there's something wrong right there.
Yeah.
Because we know playtesting didn't happen with Deathwish car shop heist.
Yeah, I mean the cars themselves, the driving mechanic. It's exciting to think that it's possible now, and they figured out how to create the foundations of a driving system with it. But it's so unpolished. It's almost as if they released it like halfway through its development. Like I realize the engine limits are a thing, but if these are the engine limits, I'm scared. like.
You forgot to mention one important thing, I suppose. You think that because of the netcode, right?
Yes, it's the netcode. The netcode makes
Yeah.
it extremely hard. Well, first of all, it's visually unappealing. If you're the driver, it's fine because you actually get a kind of a little bit more of you get the first person view of steering. But even then, it's like 3 different states.
Well, even if I'm driving, I don't want to look over into my passenger seat and see that my passenger is 5 blocks behind me, and then
Yeah.
just warp right back into my seat.
It is a little choppy, although I think we should do a little more testing. I'm not sure how bad the lag was between you and me, Remy, but...
Oh man, my
because
car
I couldn't even see your car, actually, to be honest.
My
But I wanna see how
car
much it
flipped
chopped.
over while Cameron. Here's the annoying thing though. I had desync when I was the host.
Oh,
I
wow.
hosted our car shop, and I was jumped in the back seat with Cameron, one of my crew, and I jumped in the back seat. I rode shotgun with him, and I would crash, like the car would spin off, hit the wall, and suddenly it would just be a few meters ahead, but it would be driving perfectly fine because Cameron never actually crashed. Or there was one point where we did spin out and then he got back on the road, but my client was still flipped over in the car. And then suddenly I got teleported into the shopping, or not the shopping crate, but the shipping crate in the end when he parked. Shopping crate. So the desync and the netcode, if they're actually going to do more and improve on this feature, they have to go back to their netcode. Because even with something normal, like just running or guards or AI, desync it's a minor issue. Well, I don't say minor. It's a major issue, but it's an ignorable issue. But for something as big as vehicles, even the most minor desync for vehicles could mean something bad. Like, especially on Death Wish when the point of no return is so small.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I want to say that yes, they've got the mechanic in. I want to say that I don't know if... Sorry. I want to say that they won't push it as a bigger feature if they don't nail that netcode down. I haven't really experienced too many issues, but I want to say I have enough trust in them. I know we've bashed them plenty of times before. I mean, but I'm sure they'll be able to improve it before making it a more imperative part of a mission.
My bottom line is, if they can't improve it, I'd rather see them bury it under the rug and just have it as a one-time car heist. I don't want to have to drive another car or a semi-truck if the semi is going to drive off into the lake and then teleport back onto the road. Like, if they're going to do any more with this feature, they have to fix their netcode first. It's bottom line.
Well, client-side synchronization might be one of the ways to do it. Although I'm thinking one of the reasons why they're not doing that is because it opens up a lot of issues with hacking, but then again, we already have a ton of that.
Yeah,
so why the hell not? You're really punishing the people who are playing it normally.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, playing it legitimately.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah. What about the actual heist, though? What do we think? Aside from the driving mechanic, the actual car heist.
I love the little chatter between the civilians and the girl at the teller's desk.
Yes,
I love that.
People don't notice it, but the small little dialogue, I applaud whoever did that, because the small dialogue is great.
Yeah, it's
Come on, honey. It could just sit in our driveway and generate jealousy. I don't know.
Sir, could you please keep your voice down?
We try to generate an atmosphere of serenity while we sell 800 horsepower cars.
It's actually a really good conversation. I think the manager's like sitting down interviewing one of the employees, and he's just thinking about all the ways he can screw the customers.
Yeah.
Just that conversation just goes on forever.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
It's pretty great.
I've got to go back and listen to that now.
And now we come to design of the heist. Slightly more negative note.
You had to take all my optimism and then just... Great.
Yeah, I had to break it just like the glass.
Oh,
hey.
Nice segue. But yes, this mission.
Well, hang
has
on,
a
wait.
lot
There's
of
no
glass.
there's no alarm playing. Hang on, wait. We've got to fix that.
Yeah, we will in post.
Yes. I'll make sure to dub in Breach 2015.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Now the problem with this heist is, on higher difficulties, I find ECM rushing is, I would not say required, because it has been done without ECM rushing, but you can't stealth it normally. You have to use like little shotgun tricks to launch the guards' bodies out, which, I mean, I guess some could argue is just good strategy, normal strategy, but you have to use shotguns. And there's always the civs, the one fucking civ sitting down in the top floor that never moves, that you have to get rid of.
I think that's really just an issue with the stealth mechanics themselves. I would just love to wrap my arm around some civilian or guard's neck and drag him into a dark corner and answer their pager, of course, or just make them stay there. But there's no way you can actually interact with a lot of the NPCs, and that's why stealth feels so weird. And I feel like even in Death Wish, in Death Wish, it would even be really useful. Like, and I want to say that I would want to avoid the shooting of the civilians, because I don't feel like that's very lore friendly. Also, it seems like a workaround to what really is the issue. And again, back to my first point, is that the stealth system's a little broken, because there's no way you can deal with a civilian that's in the middle of the hallway. He spotted you, you try to get him down, Or you even shoot him and try to bag him, but you can't bag him quickly enough because another person noticed, and then it's an ongoing chain of exclamation marks.
Yeah.
But obviously that wouldn't be an issue if there was a viable way to actually deal with these people who are being alerted.
But there isn't.
Yeah, there's not. But I agree with you that, especially playing it on Death Wish, it's nearly impossible without the exact right conditions.
And you have to restart, you have to wait a long time, you have to use hacky little shotgun tricks, or you can just ECM rush it. So I feel like Overkill is... I think it's less of a fact that they're... Like, a lot of people are like, oh man, they're designing with rushing in mind. I think it's less that they're designing with rushing in mind and more they didn't actually play test the map enough, and it's more just a kind of a demo of the driving. I think that's more the issue.
Well, a lot of the missions that came out originally when they introduced Death Wish, didn't they like add too many guards and there was no way to like actually do the mission? I think Go Bank was one of those missions.
Too many guards.
Yeah, Go Bank was one of those missions that they added too many of those guards, and like it's such a small area that there's no way that you could possibly beat it. And then they're like, oh wait, we should make it so we can't spawn more than 4 pager people.
Yeah, if they fix it in the future, that's great. I would be happy.
I was gonna go into another point, but I kind of forgot. It was just a way to improve this mission.
The alarm.
Oh, with
There's
the glass, you
glass.
mean?
Anything.
Yes.
Even when rushing.
Sorry to interrupt. This is what I was gonna
it.
say. Especially to kind of fix the stealth system. Not only like to drag civilians around would be nice, but I think a very important mechanic or philosophy to follow when you're designing like any kind of game is a way to work your way out of that situation so you can kind of save the run.
Clutch it.
Yeah, exactly. The issue with Payday is that there's really no way you can save it unless you do something really cheap like ECM rushing. But there needs to be a way for you to fix the situation just using your skill. Just because you were seen shouldn't mean it's over, but oftentimes that is the case in Payday, just the way the stealth system works.
See, why can't we just have like a chloroform asset, or like why can't we just bring along chloroform? Easy.
I would just hope
like
that you
one
could...
of my dates.
Every one of them, huh? Wow. You
wow.
must have a direct line to the chloroform manufacturers.
Oh yeah, totally. I've got like frequent flyer miles, except it's a frequent... what do you call
Gasser
that?
miles.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think it'd just be really nice if you could melee a civilian and it would automatically, let's say, throw him over your shoulder and you can move him wherever you want.
Stab him with a knife, he's automatically over your shoulder.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be like only limited to the melee weapon, which nobody uses anymore.
Fist? So it's like you melee, it's like, come here,
the weapon, but melee weapon type.
Well, I mean, Counter-Strike has something like that with, like, the hostages, so, I mean, the firemen's carry.
Yeah, I would like that.
So, why can't we just do that?
I guess there's an issue with syncing, like, maybe Overkill has a hard time making it so we can interact with NPCs, because I understand that could be a difficult thing, especially if, let's say the NPC is supposed to be slung over our shoulder, they're not an actual model asset, so if there's a synchronization issue, you'd be like lugging an invisible something. And you know that happens to tons of other stuff in the game. But yes,
if we can stuff them into a small nylon bag, I'm pretty damn sure we can sling them over our shoulder. Like, come on.
Yeah, we're getting really good at folding those bodies in all sorts of contorted
but it takes
ways.
us like 2 seconds to stuff a body into a tiny bag. It can only take us like
just call Wolf.
0.1 to like throw him over our shoulder.
You hold the bag open, you call Wolf over, and he just uses his foot to jam the civilian into the bag.
He uses his drill to break him into more manageable pieces.
Yep.
Easy.
But yeah, this mission, unfortunately, before you get to the car, it's not very much fun. Just
It's
the way
annoying.
that they've structured it.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
I think that about takes care of Car Shop. So on to the next couple of days. I think we could cover Butcher Mod Pack 2 and the Speedrunners collab in tandem, kind of, couldn't we? Or do you want to just...
The Butcher Mod Pack saw mods. That's pretty much it. I mean,
well,
the other mods are
and
just-
UAR is now
Okay.
semi-viable. Death Wish.
True,
no
UAR
DLC.
being semi-viable now, but Sawmaw is the biggest thing. You can now get Berserker level Saw skills without actually getting Berserker, which is pretty great. And also they fixed the silent motor to actually be silent-ish, out to 7 meters, horizontally.
Yeah,
if
I think
someone's
someone
like
mentioned
6
that still
floors above
vertically.
you, though, you're out of luck. They'll still hear
Exactly.
you.
So it
Yep.
doesn't work in Shadow Raid. Still,
Yeah. Yeah.
well,
So that's much your mod pack, really.
I thought I just want to touch on one little thing concerning the saw mod since we're already on that topic.
Oh yeah.
Because there's the durable blade, there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the super good blade, and then obviously the silent motor, and then the really overcharged motor. I noticed there's not really any downsides to it. You can only make your saw better. Like there's no point in not installing it, is there?
Well, no,
Well.
it's not the fact that the detriment comes from only being able to do it one way or the other. It doesn't come from having like a flat detriment. The idea is, okay, I can make a really good stealth saw or I can make a really good loud saw, but you can't do both. Rather than I can make a really good loud saw, but it's gonna like shit on one of these other stats.
Well, what about the blade? Because the durable blade, it adds more to your magazine, whereas the other one, it adds more to the damage. I almost feel like that's a negated trade-off. Did you get
Not
to
necessarily.
Did you get a chance to test that out?
I got a chance to test it out, and I liked the fast one more because the fast with the overcharged motor is berserker level.
Yeah, it's just
so
like
it doesn't
tap
matter that
something
you
to
have
open
a bigger mag. It's just like one tap and you're done.
Well,
Oh,
what's
yeah,
the point
true,
of the
true.
bigger mag at that point? You know, because it still takes longer to
The point of the bigger
To cut
mag, I
something
guess,
open.
is to avoid having to bring ammo bags, but in the end, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Like the mag buff is from the durable blade is not big enough to negate the having to bring ammo bags for
And
your saw.
that's exactly my point. I don't understand what the trade-off is there, if there even is one. Like, why not get the one that does more damage because I can open it in less ammo instead of having more ammo?
Yeah.
Yeah, there really isn't.
Yeah,
There isn't at all.
somebody should look into that.
Yeah. And the speedrunners. I actually bought speedrunners because of this collab, and I have to say I'm enjoying it so far.
Ooh.
It's quite a nice little fun party game to play with friends.
Yeah, I actually
So-
got it in early access. One of my friends just gave me a copy of it, and we played it for maybe all of 30 minutes, and then never played it again. So that was a nice coincidence for me having 4 extra masks because
Oh,
of it.
nice.
Yeah. I just got people were butthurt that it wasn't like some major massive new heist with like flyable 747s and it was just the speed runners.
I
But,
really
you know,
love that comic that person posted with
Yeah.
the bicycle and the spokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn it, Overkill. That's all we have to say.
Yeah. Community butthurt was real, but you know, it was misplaced. I was okay with this collab. They needed a slightly
Yeah, they needed
kind
a
of
work day. They needed a day to do some actual work.
which obviously did not pay off as we segue into
Hoxton
drum roll,
Revenge.
please. Yeah.
Who may or may not be
Hoxton
there.
Revenge. All right, and insert the clip now.
Yes, there's going
And
to
I'm
be
assuming-
spoilers.
Yeah, well, over all this,
Clearly.
you can just insert the clip and cut this part out, but
And I'm assuming that you've cleared the clip by now, so onward to the revenge.
I'm going to keep mine.
Why?
yeah, why?
Well,
Stealth.
on a lighter note, it can be done in stealth or loud, and the stealth can be quite fun.
So they got that going for them, which is nice.
But, and there's a
No.
big but. What is that, Remy and Lewis?
Fuck Hoxton Revenge.
Yeah.
It's just,
It
I
was
don't
a-
know.
It was supposed to be my crowning glory, where I got to hear my beautiful Pete Gold be angry at the traitor. But no, Hoxton doesn't speak at all.
Hoxton's role in the heist is in name only. He doesn't actually come along to get his revenge. First of all, that's my one issue. Well, no, that's one of my issues with the heist.
Yeah.
Other issue being, even stealth, it can be fun, but it's kind of annoying. It's a very tight space with a lot
Yeah.
of guards. So that kind of annoyed me to some degree. There's not a
Yeah,
lot of
just-
cover.
Just the way the map's designed. If it was gonna be a house,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna make a stealth map, a house map that you can stealth well, there's gonna be a lot of tight corners. It might not be the greatest stealth map. In fact, it might not even be the best loud map either, just because you're so funneled in. You know, it's like there's so many choke points. The whole
choke
map is a
points.
choke point.
Yeah. I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is stealth is much, much more interesting than loud because there's actually a sort of like the community was like, oh man, it's not as modular as Hoxton Breakout. That's something I saw quite a lot on the subreddit, but actually, it's just not as prevalent. It's just not as obvious that it's modular, but there is an amount of modularity there. Whether you get the retina scan, the code, the telephone pole, the computer, there is an amount of of modularity, just the fact that it's
Stealth.
so concentrated into such a small area. It doesn't feel as big and modular as Hoxton Breakout, which I feel they could have done a little more with. And Loud is literally just find the room, drill, run.
Then kill.
It's drill, kill, run. It's so
basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like maybe this could have been a stealth-only map in some way. But then again, I guess that really wouldn't make sense anyways. It's not like you're going to leave after you found the rat's house.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there was so much hype, so much build up, and in a way, Hoxton Breakout itself was hype. Like, oh man, this damn rat, he fucked me. Let's go get him. We're gonna finger this guy. Let's Shrek him, and then you just
There's a lot of innuendo
Stab.
in that phrase you just went through.
And then just Hoxton silent throughout the whole thing. Just,
Silent contempt for the level designers.
yeah. Well, no, like, what was I going to say here? I don't know, I forgot.
know, what
Oh
were
no,
you
what
gonna
no, what I was going to say is, speaking of level design, I like that little retinal scanner thing that they did with the FBI manager.
yeah, I couldn't kill him instantly. I was actually really bummed out by that.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah,
What?
because you have to keep the FBI boss alive if you need the retinal scan, so you can tie him up and then drag him over to the retinal scan.
Well, actually, I screwed myself over, I guess, because I was trying to do it just stealth by myself, and I was looking at the guy staring at the board. I didn't really understand what his role was. I shot him, and then and then I continued to do the stealth portion of the mission, and I didn't realize they had swapped the keycard system for the retinal scanner. So I did all the stuff. I climbed up the telephone pole, got the code for the vault, and went around the house grabbing all the evidence for my escape. And then after I got the code and used the code on it, Bane just decides to send a violin with the drill, and it went loud from there. And I'm like, what the hell happened? And only then did I realize that apparently I needed to keep that guy alive. So he's not invincible or anything. I just
But
unintentionally killed him at the worst
does
possible...
Bane not specifically say when you see him for the first time that maybe you should keep him alive? We might need him for something.
He didn't
Yeah, he
say that
says
to
that.
me.
No, he does say that as soon as you see the FBI boss. He's like, maybe you shouldn't kill this guy.
Was
We're
he in
gonna
a
need
blue
him.
shirt and looking at like a billboard thing?
Yeah, there's
That was
only
him?
one civilian on the map, and it's the FBI boss.
I honestly, I didn't hear anything. Which is
No.
why I killed him and bagged him up. And threw him
Gotta
right in
bag
the
it up.
closet. But it's just
Yeah.
weird because, well, if I kill him, why doesn't it just go loud anyways? Because I actually went through all the stealth stuff, and then only then, after I got the telephone pole code, did it go loud. That was kind of weird.
You
It
guys
really
keep
screwed
talking
me
about
over.
this. You guys keep talking about the telephone pole. What's going on with that?
Oh,
what?
you didn't do that, huh?
Oh yeah, see, there's one
No.
of them where you have to actually go outside of the fence to the telephone pole, climb up like a ladder, and then like hack it, sort of, and make a call.
Oh, so you can climb that thing. So
Yeah.
when I was jumping around outside of it, I accidentally latched onto it and then fell off, and I was like, could you climb the so I tried to hop back onto it, and I couldn't. So I was like, I'm probably just straight. They wouldn't do that.
No,
Okay,
you
that's-
can. You just hop on it like a ladder, basically.
Huh.
All
I
right,
don't know if they
shall
allow
we?
you to do that until Bane says you're supposed to.
Yeah. Sometimes you get really shitty spawns. Like there was one time where I got 3 mobile guards just wandering around the base of the telephone pole. I just got wrecked,
Yeah.
like instantly.
All right, well, now that we've covered the aspects of the heist itself, let's go on to the traitor himself.
Bum bum bum.
All right, what
Who
do
did
we
you guys
think?
think it was?
Not Hector. Not.
Well, you
definitely
just gave
not.
it away there, didn't you?
We already
Yeah.
aired the spoiler clip. I mean, we don't need to restrict ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, everyone theorizing about like being Gage or Alex or Vile or someone like that or the dentist, I mean, I didn't know what to think. The only thing I thought is it's probably someone from the first game. And technically you could argue Hector is someone from the first game. We sold the overdrill gold to him. So I mean,
Kind of works.
yeah. But
I mean, it's
thing
just
is-
it's very convenient that they picked Hector and all of his missions just work.
yeah. It's weird though. I was thinking let me think. I was thinking earlier that day that when Hoxton Revenge released, I was like, You know, we need to get like the older contractors. They need some new heists, like Hector and Vlad and all that. And just now, of course, Hector popped into my mind.
Yeah.
But what they did do, and I'm very happy with it. They did a great job with those tapes around the map. They did a great job with explaining why Hector did what he did.
And that was actually the first time I found out it was Hector. My Cameron and I, we just found one of the tapes in the basement. We were like, hey, cool, let's play this. Maybe it's music. And then it was Hector, and we were like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
that seems like an awful spoiler that they let you listen to the tapes before you've even gotten into the vault.
Well, yeah, but if it's loud, you can hear him taunting you. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. When are they going to learn? When are people going to learn that if you barricade yourself in a vault and taunt us, we're going to fuck you up? That's twice now. How many more times will people decide to do that?
Well, you know,
have a
Time's
drill.
the charm.
It's a
We have a
very
drill.
common trope. It's just, you know, when you're the antagonist, you're supposed to taunt the people coming to kill you over a loudspeaker, preferably, and then act really shocked when they finally do come and kill you.
Yeah, it's like we have drills. We have like 17 million different types of drills that all jam somehow. But
You know, it really would
Yeah.
have just been the cherry on top of the sundae if, you know, right before you kill him, he looks up to the sky with his fists up in the air and yells like, "Payday!"
Comic
gang."
Sans.
But yeah, it was really disappointing to say the least. It's like, even though Simon does his best to act as enthusiastic as possible, it was just like, that's
Well,
it.
no, it's not enthusiasm. It's like, it's literally just, Hector, what the fuck? And then you're just like, oh, it's Hector, okay, and then
I always
you
thought
stab
the
him.
fire starter job felt weird.
Yeah, and then you
Maybe I
just
should
stab
stop
him.
taking contracts from these random sketchy people.
Yeah, and then you just
Maybe.
stab him, and then he just dies, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
actually-
exactly how I felt.
Stuff him in the bag and leave. Let's go.
Yeah, bag body. I actually did spend a couple moments just looking at his model. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty good model. Looks just like him.
I just bagged him. I stuffed him in and left. Job
Put him
well
right
done.
back on the chair, shut the door.
Yeah, A+.
Yeah.
This last point, no involvement with Hoxton. We already kind of covered the whole him not being part of the heist, but I feel like they missed a huge opportunity. Like, think of even during a loud heist, the loud portion, if Hector were taunting you from the vault, Hoxton could be like just kind of taunting him back. Like, just think about the banter that could go on.
Oh, I imagine something like this, like, you can't get me, I have a vault. We have a
Puto.
drill.
We've got a drill, motherfucker.
Oh, I
Come on, lads, let's get this rat.
It just seems like wonderful impression, by the way. It just seems like there's so many outside factors going on. I always like to look at that sort of stuff, like not just what the mission is in itself, but maybe they couldn't get the voice actor, like Pete Gold. He was a little too busy. He couldn't do those lines to do that, and you have to script those lines in as well.
And yet you have Hoxton on demand.
Yeah, you have Hoxton on demand.
I don't think
those
he's
are
ever
very
too
small
busy to
things.
voice Hoxton.
But, and I'm not sure what's going on with his personal life, but there's a lot of things that need to come together in order to have that level of cohesiveness. And you need that level of cohesiveness to tell a story. And when you don't have all those elements together, I mean, you may as well not even tell it. And
You
that's
get
one of the
Hoxton
weakest.
revenge.
That's one of the weakest things that the game does. It's not very good at telling a story.
I mean, Pete Gold is, you know, he's a regular guy. He's almost 40, I believe, and he's got a wife and son. So I mean, he's got to be busy with some things here and there. But I will agree with your point on the Hoxton on demand thing. He is never too busy to be Hoxton.
Exactly.
Well, this is
Think
most
about it.
famous.
All right,
character.
lads, we've tracked this motherfucker down to his house, and now we're going in to finish the job. Like, think about it.
Yeah,
it's-
that would be the. I would prefer that to Bane's debriefing.
It's a dentist heist as well, and dentist is nowhere to be found. So why the hell is it a dentist heist?
Well, I don't know if he wants to be I don't think if the dentist wants to be close to. I would think he wants to distance himself from, like interrupting an FBI mission and fucking up their key asset.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys recall looking at the boards throughout the house? I mean, they
Yes.
mentioned some of the
Yeah.
contractors. Did they mention the dentist?
Yes, they do.
So I guess he
dentist
does
is on there.
sort of have a stake. Like, obviously,
They-
he doesn't
they
want them to
mention
find out about
everyone,
crime maps,
including
so
the
they
butcher.
remove it.
Yep.
Including the butcher. They somehow know about the butcher. Although not much. The note is like unknown woman. And then Gage also, the note is gone dark, which is vague.
Kind of scary.
And a little
bit.
sketchy, yeah. But also Vlad, upstanding citizen, wrongfully incarcerated.
Vlad the
I don't know
Baker.
about that. Yeah, Vlad the Baker. I don't know.
Why is he even
Well,
on
that's-
here? Is
Yeah.
one of the sticky notes.
Well, I mean, Vlad the Baker is what he's called, like, was what he was planned to be called in the game's files. You can even find, like, Files of Bane from, like, the old days, calling him Vlad the Baker. So, I mean, I assume that's what they planned to call him, but he just became Vlad, everyone's favorite Russian. So,
Yeah. All right,
Yes.
well,
Hoxton
That's-
Revenge, kind
that's
of
about it,
disappointing.
yeah.
Weak story, weak loud heist, kind of frustrating stealth just based on the level design. Yeah, and no Hoxton really. Wow.
and everything, name only.
so overall, Spring Break, what do we say?
Meh.
Yep, that's about it. I mean, we had one or two good things in here, like that
Bonnie.
driving shows promise.
Yeah,
There's
promise.
Bonnie.
Potential. Driving has potential.
Yeah. I mean,
Ironically, the Golden Grin Casino preview was more exciting than we
Yep.
had thought it would be.
we got some saw mods.
Ironically,
We are.
the preview of a heist is more exciting
Better
and
than the
interesting
act-
than the actual heists we got.
Well,
Yeah.
that's a trick of the mind, isn't it? Just the hype that it conjures up.
You've
It's
learned
called
to
the
be.
placebo effect.
You have to learn to be a little more careful with hype around Overkill.
Just think
Yeah.
that everything is shit and everything will be great.
It's like, yeah, if you have no standards, everything is above your standards.
And on that note, that's some
Describes the
wise,
women I date.
wise advice for life. Just think everything is terrible.
Lower your standards so everything's above them. And on that piece of Yoda-like sage advice, I believe we end the podcast.
Yeah, it's been going
okay.
on for way too long. Thank you for anyone who's listening for this long. Seriously, we really appreciate it.
Like,
we just
damn.
want
We
someone
do.
to listen.
You are the real MVP.
See, I make a lot of jokes about our audience. It's all in good humor. Well,
Most of
it's
it.
all in good humor. Okay, but seriously, no, I appreciate everyone who listens to this podcast. I appreciate people who stick around for the hour or so or whatever and just kind of listen to us ramble on.
Yeah,
so
we,
yes,
we
thank
have
you.
over 100 subscribers now on the YouTube channel, which is
Oh, we do.
Damn.
Oh, dude.
Nothing compared to some
100
people.
hype!
Triple digits, boys.
Maybe we should start our own train and have a consistent line of disappointments.
Yeah. Can we just call it the disappointment train?
Well,
I'm good with that.
if you impressed someone with that, it'd be quite easy, actually.
Yeah.
This is just a week of negativity.
Or can we just call it like the disappointment train, and every $5 you just give us for free, you get like 10 tons of disappointment, and like after we reach like 1 million disappointment tons, we release a week of actually amazing epic content.
We
There we
can
go.
try. We can try.
Well, I'm just thinking about the money.
All right.
It's-
Well-
remember, Edward, it's not about the money. It's
Oh,
about sending
yes.
a message.
Shit. Yeah, that works. That works with our Hector bit. Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, now that we've kept this going for so long, thank you again, and have
All
a
right,
good day.
Bye.
Disappointment train next week. Goodbye.